We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. It is February 23rd. It's 10:01, and all three county commissioners here. The meeting is now called to order. We will move to consent and approval.
Morning.
Morning.
We have no exonerations to approve this morning. Minutes for February 16th, 2022. Vouchers, General County Fund, $42,649.23. 911, $10,613.05. Camp Muffley, $220.51. Mason-Dixon Park, $687.75. Assessor's valuation, $6.97. Purchasing card vouchers, General County, $4,830.47. 911, $8,492.01. Assessor's valuation, $95.45 for a voucher total of $67,595.44. The position vacancies for boards and authorities are listed on our website, and fiduciary orders for February 23rd, 2022.
Move to approve consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes. Thank you. We have no fiduciary new orders, correct?
No.
Okay.
Nothing
Introduction, do we have any new employees and personnel fees? I think we do.
Yeah, Youth Services Center, you all approved a new employee for her last week. That person did not show up for work. So she had to do some more interviews, and she has come back with two additional part-time relief workers. The first is Grace Forback, and she is going to start on February 25th for $13.20 an hour. The other is Mark Burris. He is also a part-time relief worker. He is also $13.20 an hour and starts today.
Move to approve employees as presented.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And that is it, correct?
That's it, yes.
Okay. We now have comments from the public. Is there anybody interested in talking to us? No one wants to talk with us again? Okay, we will move forward. Colin Kuhn grants. We don't have any grants. Correspondence, second quarter Parks and Recreation levy. Report from the Botanical Gardens.
That's
We
pretty much it.
have a report. Okay, and it is public if anyone wants to see it. Also, we received a resignation letter from Assistant Superintendent at Mason-Dixon Historical Park. And that position is now open, correct?
It's,
That
but yeah,
we're applying, okay. Is there any other, did anyone else get any other correspondence?
there was a letter received from the town of Granville regarding House Bill 4567. I don't know if any of you want to speak on that.
Yeah, that's the one where it would remove the B&O taxes on car dealerships,
Inside
which
city
would
limits.
severely impact the town of Granville. We've talked to the
Yes.
Patty and the town administrator, Latina, on a number of occasions about this bill, and this is something that would be probably have more impact to Granville than any city in the state. So I think we're likewise opposed to this bill. So at least as far as
Yeah, I concur. It's
I think, yes.
I mean, do you-
disastrous for a couple of
Are you
towns.
all wanting to send a letter as well?
Yes, what,
It passed you the House yesterday.
did it, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could send a letter today or tomorrow voicing our concerns.
okay, and we
You
wanna
can just
make
use
that
this
motion?
letter as an attachment.
Yes, okay, we will do that
You want to make a
today.
motion on that?
Move to send a letter in support of Granville and opposition to House Bill 4567.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This is just one of many that's coming across to us. Received, okay, that's right. Is there anything else?
Yes, I got an email from Dwayne Nichols, coordinator for the Mon Valley Clean Air Coalition, regarding proposed science facility in Morgantown Industrial Park. It was an article that was written, I don't know if this was in the Dominion Post or if it was just an op-ed piece. It was presented to the city council on the 15th, and I think he was just giving it to you all to put in your record.
Okay.
Noted.
Receipt noted. Any others? Okay, moving to
Tom, I do
Oh,
have a couple
sorry.
of correspondence.
Go ahead.
We have the letter that Jimmy Smith sent us. It was the proclamation from the governor of emergency preparedness
Oh.
for yesterday, continuing through, I guess, the current storm. I also have the ballot draw that was forwarded to me by the clerk. They did the ballot draw for the primary, so we have that, and it's on record. And one last thing, the health department sent me a notice that the USDA will be conducting pigeon control in Mon County this week, so they wanted us to be aware in case we were notified.
Specifically,
I'll just read it. USDA Wildlife Services will be conducting an application of restricted use pesticides, DRC-1339, for pigeon control for the week of February 22nd through 25th. The application will be conducted in Monongalia County near the town of Morgantown. This email is professional courtesy to notify you in case you receive any calls. Please forward this message to anyone that you supervise that would need to know. If you have any calls in public, please refer them to my district supervisor, Tom Elliott, and it gives a number. So it just sounds like a surrounding area of Morgantown.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all I have.
Okay, great. We have no unfinished business?
No.
Okay, move to new business already. Consideration of recommendation of a successful offer in response to RFP 2021 MCC CRP 002.
I move that the Monongalia County Commission conclude this procurement opportunity with the award of a firm fixed price contract agreement to Anderson Excavating LLC to provide a sledding hill slope grading and tow rope installation services. The value of the resulting contract agreement is $199,999.
Second, as presented.
Move the second, could you just do a quick
Sure.
explanation?
Yeah, you guys have a narrative
Yes.
summary in your
Yes, we
folder
do.
as far as the procurement. As you guys are aware, we put a solicitation out. CRP 001 was put out towards the end of the year, and we had 2 bids in response to that, and we couldn't come to a determination of price reasonableness because there was such a difference between the 2 bids.
Right.
And as we started interviewing the offerers, we found that there was a discrepancy as far as what they intended to do. So we needed to put some more clarification in our requirements. So we resent an RFP, which was CRP 002, which is the one that we're talking about now. We issued it on the 22nd of December. We had a mandatory pre-bid conference on the 10th of January. Offers had an opportunity to provide questions. They did that written so that we provide the answers and the questions to everybody. Proposal due date was the 26th. On that date, we opened up the packages and forwarded the technical proposals to the Technical Evaluation Committee for approval. We did not need oral evaluations. The final technical evaluations were due on the 16th. We reported those last week. Of the 4 that responded, 3 were determined technically responsive and moved on to final consideration. And also last week, we opened up the cost proposals. So putting those 2 together with technical being weighted 60-40 over cost, it's the apparent successful offer is Anderson Excavating LLC.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It now passes. Consider for adoption a resolution in support of House Bill 4477 that enhance retirement benefits for 911 staff with the Public Employees Retirement System.
Move that we approve this resolution as presented.
Second?
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Brad Wilson's here from 911 to read the resolution.
Brad, would you like to?
Yeah, come on down, Brad.
Good morning.
Morning.
Whereas because the 911 public safety telecommunicators serve 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just the same as firefighters, law enforcement officers, and emergency medical service workers. And whereas the 911 public safety telecommunicators make the same sacrifices in their personal lives as firefighters, law enforcement officers, and emergency medical service workers by leaving their families, friends, and the safety of their surroundings to handle emergency 911 calls, to save lives, protect property, and ensure the safety of the community during weather, chemical, and other emergency event. And whereas 911 public safety telecommunicators regularly answer 911 emergency calls around the clock, whereby they give medical guidance, instruct callers on staying safe in difficult situations, and help callers to safety during disasters, all while promptly dispatching field first responders to emergency situations for the callers. And whereas 911 public safety telecommunicators must handle the stress of answering over 500,000 calls a year, one call after another, daily, often being the voice at the other end of the call as citizens experience the worst days of their lives. They hear cries and devastations, listen to screams for help, and support citizens coping with the loss and loved ones. Public safety telecommunicators handle all this at the very same time that they keep their fellow emergency responders in the field safe. And whereas the 911 public safety telecommunicators were designated as first responders during the 2021 legislative session, they should be treated as all first responders and have their own retirement system where they may serve 20 years and have reached the age of 50 and be fully qualified to receive the first responder retirement. Now therefore, it be resolved by the Monongalia County hereby requests that the West Virginia legislature that will add 911 first responder retirement system for dedicated 911 public safety telecommunicators. Thank you.
Thank you for
Brad.
the explanation. Any questions?
No, I think it's self-explanatory.
Yes. It's been first and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes. Thank you very much. Consider setting dates for first and second readings and public hearing for text amendment 002-2021 to the West Run zoning ordinance.
Okay, so there's been a request for text amendment to the West Run zoning ordinance. Applicant requests to alter the conditional use and bulk requirements of the R1 district, alter the conditional uses and bulk requirements of the R2 district, and alter the conditional uses and bulk requirements of the R3 district, and alter the conditional uses and bulk requirements of the R4 district. All changes are in relation to duplexes and townhomes. So I'm proposing that on March the 2nd, the first publishing will be done in the paper. First reading would be March the 9th. The second publication would also occur on March the 9th. The second reading and public hearing would be held on March the 16th.
Gotcha.
Okay. Move to approve the dates as presented? Oh,
Second.
Second. Any discussion?
no, I'm good. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
No,
Jeff.
no, that's okay. I just,
Okay.
Okay.
Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it passes. Okay. Do we have any other unfinished business?
The only new business?
Oh, new business, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just one other item. Yesterday in the mail, we received a new packet from the auditor's office regarding the RFP procedures for the audit. We've been waiting for this new packet in order to
Right.
get that new RFP out, since we didn't award a procurement for the first RFP that we did. So I'd like to get your approval on getting that out today.
Move to approve?
second?
Properly moved in second, all those in favor say aye.
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 Passes.
Thanks.
Is there any other new business?
No.
Do either of you have any new business?
No.
Okay. Great, okay, we can move down to reports from elected officials, and I see we have the Honorable Ron Bain here. Good morning.
Good morning. Can I bring something up to you?
Yes, and then if you want to speak, you can take your mask off.
Okay, thank you.
Because people can hear it.
Let me give these to you. Ben, I'm gonna give you a copy of this one.
Morning, Magistrate.
Morning.
Thanks, Judge.
So we'll go page by page, but basically why I'm here is, I think it's like Einstein said, you keep on doing something over and over again and have failure. It's the definition of insanity, but here I am on this insanity trip. Monongalia County needs a 5th magistrate. And to show you that, I have my report card here for my first year. And then just go over it real quick. I did 397 felonies or extraditions. I did 50 what they call plead downs. That is a felony that goes from a felony to a misdemeanor. I also did 1,280 misdemeanors. I saw 420 civil cases, and then I dealt with 309 tickets, which totals 2,456 cases, or touch points as we call them in the court. And this is, as we go through the documents, you'll see the comparisons to these other counties that will blow your mind. So that was just that. If you have any questions on that, if there's anything I can tell you, you know, this is, I'm going to have, for my next year's report for you all, I'll compare this year, first year with the second year, so you can see if there's any changes or any, and I can only predict, can I take this on?
Yeah, go right ahead, yes.
I can only predict that the next year, because of COVID kind of leaving society, society will show its underbelly to magistrate court as it can. So if you look at the second page there, it's just a graphic just to show you the month by month how that rolls. And you know, it's interesting that March seems to be the biggest month for us. But if you look at the minimals, it's, you know, there's a substantial number. And got to remember, that's just me. We have 4 magistrates, and their caseload is just about the same as mine. So if you look at those touch points, we're looking at the realm of over 10,000 touch points with between 4 magistrates. Okay. All right. So on that second page, you can just look at the month by month on that. I'm not going to, you know, do that. And then you can just see there's just another. Wes Nugent's my guy on this, and he does some great graphics. But you can actually see the, you know, how the touch points are and how they break out. 51% of all that I deal with are 51% are misdemeanors. Felonies are 16.2, and then you can see the tickets, and it goes down from there. Civils are 17.1. A civil case can be somebody being, you know, evicted to Tom suing somebody. You know, it's whatever it can be. The next page there was just our, we had a press release just to show about that and talk about what's going on out there in the world, about equity among our constituents out there. But I want to go to the page that has the current magistrates by county. Kanawha County has 10. And then you go down through, Cabell County is number 2 with 7. And then you have several with 5. That would be Berkeley, Raleigh, Harrison, and Mercer. And then it goes to the 4 level. Where it gets crazy is when you start looking at, I did put a page in there about population, but the next page is the one that gets you. Caseload. Mm-hmm. Now this caseload is different than what I would give you, because my touch points are, say Tom comes in and he is charged with a misdemeanor. He'll have initial appearance, and then he'll come and have a plea hearing with me. And if that plea hearing doesn't work out, then I have a bench trial or a jury trial. So he could have 3 touch points. But UJA, when I issue a case number, which our case numbers would go now, it would be 22, which is the year, M31, which is our county, which is Monongalia County 31. And then we'd either be an M or an F for a misdemeanor or a felony, and then it would be the case number. You know, then it just goes up. Right now, I just did, we're not even through month 2. We're over 400 misdemeanors at this point, and we're almost to 100 felonies already. We're not even through month 2. But I just want you to look at, these are the UJA numbers, but you can see Monongalia County is number 6. We are barely behind Wood County. But what's interesting is Mercer County and Harrison County both have 5 magistrates. We have almost 1,300 more cases than Harrison County. Marion County has 4 magistrates. They had 3,859. We had almost 6,400. So there is a problem. And the problem is, I love doing this job. I really do. I love serving the county. I wouldn't have gotten this if I didn't want to do the work. And Tom knows me, I'm a workaholic. I mean, I usually have several jobs at one time doing a lot of things. But when you look at these discrepancies, it's crazy to me. We have the legislation right now that's out there that each county would have 2 magistrates, which is fine. But let's look at Tucker County. Tucker County last year had 304 cases. I do that in 1 month. Okay? I almost do that in 2 weeks sometimes. So those 2 magistrates down there had 152 cases last year. I had 2,456. But they get paid the same as I do. And I don't know what they do with their time. It would just absolutely blow my mind. I would go stir crazy. I mean, now I'm used to a caseload between 12 and 15 a day. And that doesn't include any walk-ins I get, any tickets. I don't even count those. I just count, what I have on my docket. So I just wanted to show you this, and the reason why I'm here, which I got some discouraging news this morning, but I would still like for you to go through the exercise with me. On the back of this, there's House Bill 2910. Unfortunately, the state legislature, or the House of Delegates particularly, at this point, doesn't believe that the magistrate court, I guess, is sexy enough to do anything with. This bill has now been caught up in this spiral called their special calendar. Don't ever get on their special calendar. You'll never get out of it. It's been delayed 2 days. It's supposed to be up for a reading today. I doubt that it gets there. I had a source this morning call me right before I got here, and my poor son, this is Lucas, my son, had to listen to me gripe on the way over here about what was happening. But it looks to me like it's going to get killed on the special calendar. So again, the question is, I don't know what to do. I mean, it is frustrating to me. The new bill basically says that it is determined by the population of your county, which is you need a magistrate for every 15,500 in population. What that means is there's some counties that would lose a magistrate. But it's not losing magistrates. We would still be at 158. It would redistribute the 158. So there's no really loss to this. The real sad part about this is that I don't see one of my constituents here that are either House of Delegates or senators that touch Monongalia County. Not one of them signed on for this bill, and it's discouraging. I don't know if we make the cut. I mean, I know that you guys get beat up every day. I drove over here from Westover. It is ridiculous on the roads. So I guess maybe I was thinking pie in the sky that maybe we could get some results or something would happen. But I know that you guys are at least trying to push for road money for us here. But if our House of Delegates people can't get us road money and the senators aren't helping, I guess I was misled that maybe this could happen. But what I do ask for you to do, it would be gracious for me to, I'm here asking for, if you could send a letter of support for 2910. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere, but I would appreciate it at least to say in so many words that you, after looking at this and you feel it's okay to support us at least getting one magistrate. I mean, when you do the numbers of the new bill and how it works, we would go from 4 to 7. There's no other county in the state that could do that. Berkeley County would get 1, but and their population. There's only been 4 counties in the state of West Virginia that have grown in the last year, and Berkeley County and we are probably the highest 2 in growth. And I know you guys deal with that every day. In perspective, in the last 20 years, we have gained 2 circuit court judges. We've also gained a family court judge. We've gained, I think, 5 or 6 prosecutors, but no one's talked about magistrate. As a matter of fact, from 1996 to 2000, we had 5 magistrates here. Mercer County, I'm not going to accuse them of anything, but Mercer County somehow had more of a count than we did, and the state legislature took our 5th away from us in 2000 and gave it to Mercer County. So that's where we've been. We've been 21 years this way. I know that Herschel Mullins, which was one of a fabulous magistrate, was in office for 32 years. He fought this, and I mean, I know that it's just I'm trying to go a different way. I'm trying to get you guys involved because I think we're all a team here in Monongalia County, and I want to work with you guys in any way I can. I know I was honored when Tom told me that I was probably the only magistrate that's ever spoke in front of you guys, but
Now twice.
Now twice.
Twice, not twice. But I'm not asking for the sky on this. I just if you look at the evidence of it and look at the comparisons, I think it will prove itself that it would be great to have your support. I mean, I do appreciate this body, and I appreciate what you have going on. And you're our administrators for this county, and I respect that highly, and I would love to have that letter sent if you could do that. Even if it doesn't get passed this time, at least we've got a letter in hand to say that you guys support it. So, any questions for me?
Go ahead,
I do have a lot of data here. I mean, more than that, but if you have any questions.
Yeah, one thing we always do every year, we're very active through our association as far as giving them input as far as what bills that we'd like to see moved. This wasn't on our radar screen at the beginning of this year. It just kind of came up. But it's certainly something, as far as I'm concerned, I know we need.
Yeah.
And I support you in your efforts. I think where it runs into a roadblock is for us to get another magistrate, someone would have to lose one if they're going to keep the numbers the same.
Right.
So if they're not going to grow the pie, we know that it's just a numbers game. You have 52 or so many other counties that are fighting against losing someone versus the 2 or 3 that need to gain it. So but if it needs to happen, it needs to happen. And I don't have any problem with quickly us putting a letter of support.
Yeah, I would appreciate that, and even if you could send it to the president of the House, Henshaw.
Speaker Henshaw.
Yeah, we can do that.
If you'd send one to him, that would be great. If he would be included in, if you want to send that email out.
It'd be a good idea too to copy in the
Send it to
delegate, Moore Capito, who's the chief of the chair of the Judiciary Committee.
Yeah.
I've spoken to him and Delegate Fluharty, who's also in Judiciary, and Supreme Court Justice Jenkins before he resigned about this very issue, both with Magistrate Court and with the Circuit Court. I know a letter was sent down from one of our circuit judges, I forget which one, requesting another judge as well. So it's sorely needed. There's being a member of the local bar, the wait times to get hearings are,
Right.
and it's not your all's fault, but there's just aren't enough bodies and enough room. So
Right, and what I've tried to do, and Tom and I have talked several times about it, I tried to bring back a team effort there, and now we've got magistrates helping each other and trying to globalize some of the pleas. Instead of having 3 magistrates on one defendant, what I'm trying to do is, if I've got a defendant that's got other charges, I try to bring them together so that the defense attorneys and also the prosecution, it runs smoother. And we've tried to do that in a global pleas. And it does help, but it's still, I mean, I get worried when I take a week off, if I take a vacation, because last year, you get so many weeks of vacation. You're supposed to take 5, I only took 3 because I just didn't want to get behind. And that's just me, I'm just a workaholic.
well, I did speak with Delegate Statler about this issue a week and a half ago, and he inquired to Judiciary, and they said it was in the hands of, they had sent their recommendations to the Supreme Court as far as the Judiciary Committee.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that's gone.
Right, well, it's stuck in this special calendar
Yeah.
thing, which I don't know anything about that down there, and I've got other people. But I got a phone call this morning that the likelihood of it actually hitting the floor, it's like as close to the floor as you can get, but it's not gonna, it looks to me like it's not gonna get there, but I would appreciate your support.
Well, could I have a motion to write a letter in support and send it to not only Senator Caput, but I'd also like to send a copy to our delegates.
All of our local delegates.
Yeah, our local delegates.
Yeah,
So,
so moved.
Second.
Brock moving second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ron, the other thing is, what concerns me is I'm looking at your data, and I'm looking at Preston, Wayne, Marshall, Hancock, 1,462. They have 3 judges.
Yeah.
We have triple and sometimes 4 times the amount
Yeah.
of cases.
Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, your data is, I appreciate, tell us this is the kind of data that we need, that we can actually show
Right.
what is going on. And also, I do want the public to know that you do also, we have a meeting, I'd say quarterly, with the judges and the magistrates, and you show up all the time. And also that we've seen some major changes in working together, and I appreciate that. And I think that's helped all of us, and our jail bill, which
Right.
people don't understand. That has been a major.
Yeah. Sean and I have sat there and talked about that at a meeting or two, and one of the things that we've tried is that we look at that very closely. One of the things that I've tried to instill for my assistant is that I want from the time you're arraigned to the time that you're adjudicated, my goal and my point is trying to get you to 90 days.
Right.
If I can get you on a misdemeanor in and out that quickly, and a lot of times I'm doing that now, but that's a high bar to hold, because a lot of people, there's a lot of working parts on that. We're trying to do that. I do want to make one more mention. One of the things that has made this year wonderful for me is that I have to give kudos. Judge Scott was in charge of Magistrate Court, and I went to her and I asked her, could we have all the courtrooms set up the same? And she made the calls and got those done. So now I can do court in all 4 courtrooms now. I can fax, I can do anything in any courtroom. It used to be there were select courtrooms that you could do that in. Now we can do it all, and it's great. And I just want to give her a little bit of kudos there, because she did. I guess the new magistrate always gets a little squeaky wheel, so I wasn't griping, but I was just saying that it's kind of confusing to me if I'm in courtroom 4 and I had to go to courtroom 1 to fax something. I mean, it was kind of dumb.
Yeah, and
So-
that was brought up to us, and we made sure that was available.
Yeah,
And that's the kind of teamwork of working everyone together.
Right.
And the prosecutor is very pleased with what is going on, and I think this just helps. So hopefully, we will send it, and
Okay.
you never know what could happen.
Hey, thank you for your
And
time.
I appreciate your coming the
Yep.
second time.
Yep, all right. You may see me again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other elected officials or representatives who would like to speak? Okay. Seeing none. Sean?
Since the last meeting, Wednesday evening last week, we had the Morgantown Area Partnership Board meeting, and one of the few business after hours. So they're starting to do business after hours again, and they were going to do it at Gritstone, but they weren't ready, so Russ pivoted real quick, and they had it over at the offices over across the street. So it was very well attended, and it was nice being able to get back to a little bit of normalcy. Thursday is Milan Park Board meeting. Friday, we had a DOH update, staff reports, and then in the afternoon, I did, Jim Matuga does a statewide series where he just takes different topic items and discusses it, and he had a panel of 4 or 5 people across the state, and I participate in that panel just to discuss broadband deployment. Saturday, I went to the virtual horse races out at the I believe it's out at Wadestown, but they were raising money for the new barn, I guess, for the Battelle District Fair. So that was fun participating in that. Monday was a holiday, but I still had a meeting with a constituent. Yesterday we had our last BRE. We adjourned sine die. First time we ever had a whole February without any appointments. So that was kind of odd. Today's a regular day. Tomorrow I have an interview with a W student that contacted me who wants to discuss our broadband plan. And Friday we have staff reports and broadband final report presentation by our consultants. So a lot going on in the next couple days. So in general, again, I know there's a lot of buzz about the different school districts removing their mask mandates, and I know our school district moved to remove their masks next week. I just remind people to, we're still an area that a year and a half ago we were, an area we never wanted to be at. Above, we're at 33 or so cases per 100,000, and back at the beginning of the pandemic, that was considered, we were told if we ever went to that level, we'd have to shut down the whole county and shut down the whole state. So we still need to be careful. So I urge everybody to still watch their 3 Ws, wash your hands, wear a mask, and watch your distance. So that's all I have.
Just a reminder that there's a job posting for our superintendent position at Mason-Dixon Park. Our parks are at a pretty exciting time right now. They're ramped up and cleaning them up, and we're fixing them up, and we're doing a lot of new stuff at them. So it's a good opportunity if you know anybody in Parks and Recreation that wants to get into that field. It's a nice position to apply for. But that's all I've got.
As was stated, on the 18th at 9 o'clock, the 3 county commissioners participated in a meeting with the DOH and from Region 4. And again, DOH said, again, we are the only group that continually shows up to all their meetings. And they do take our points of view. There is questions, concerns. They are up a couple more workers than they have, but they're still short about 12 workers right now, total amount they could have. Unfortunately, then you take away COVID, sick days, vacation, and they're back down. So again, yes, there are a lot of holes that are starting to appear. There is a place where the people can go. It's called SWAT, and we strongly recommend it. I know your people contact me, but they're asking that it individually be done by the individuals along that line. So I'm pleased of our working relationships with DOH. We may not always agree, but we do have that open communications. On Saturday, we had the Pantry Plus More food giveaway over at St. Mary's Church. And I say, unfortunately, we did 330 families. The numbers are going up instead of going down. And most people think, oh, well, that's great, you're serving more people. No, our whole goal is to do less. And I can't say enough about all the volunteers who came out, 15-degree weather, 30-mile-an-hour winds. It was brutal. But the people continually work and help, and we try and help the others, and hopefully people understand that. And I believe that is it. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We be gone.